Pro wrestling fans, today Harley Race has passed away, and we're all sad about that. Harley Race, some would say an 8-time world heavyweight champion in the NWA, some would say 7-time. It kind of was a 7-time recognized at the time. There was an overseas title switch back and forth between him and Ric Flair, I believe, in March of 1984. That I guess Harley and Rick basically, quote, went into business for themselves, quote, and had Harley beat Rick, and then Rick got it back from Harley. You can talk about, for fans of a certain era, they'll all say Ric Flair is the greatest world champion, but fans from that previous era, right before Rick, would probably say Harley Race, and Dusty Rhodes was known to say that Harley Race was the greatest NWA World Champion. Now, what makes a champion great? Being a touring champion in my book, and Harley Race, as we all know, would go to St. Louis, would go to the Omni in Atlanta, would go to the Greensboro Coliseum. Um, and it's kind of a shame that a lot of the best Harley Race matches were probably not videotaped. There's still a very large amount, don't get me wrong, of videotape matches of Ric Flair versus Harley Race in the Carolinas, or Race and Dusty. You see clips of their matches in Florida. But I still think that probably a great portion of Harley Race's matches were arena shows, house shows, that touring world champion. Uh, I did get to see Harley Race wrestle in person. I didn't see him at his peak, but I saw Harley versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan, believe it or not. And that was interesting. And Harley had a good run that a lot of people do remember in the WWF. Got there, I believe, in '86. Was he there at WrestleMania 2? I'm trying to remember if Harley was able to. I don't think he had a match at WrestleMania 2. I could be wrong on that. But he was definitely there for WrestleMania 3 versus the Junkyard Dog. He was featured in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania 4, even though he had already kind of lost. I guess he lost that King crown. It wouldn't be until Royal Rumble of '89 that he lost the King crown to Haku. And Harley was very good about doing business, putting over Haku. Didn't have quite the mic skills at that time that Harley Race did, but they believed in him. And Harley Race passed on that King crown. Now, some people wonder, how did Harley Race become the King? He actually won the King of the Ring tournament in 1986, believe it or not. I want to say that he beat Pedro Morales in the finals, and I think that was in Foxborough Stadium, where the New England Patriots played at that time. So I could have some of those facts wrong, but I know that he won the King of the Ring tournament in 1986. It was actually the second King of the Ring. Don Baracco had won the first, beating Iron Sheik in the final. So some history on that. Unfortunately, I don't think those early King of the Rings were taped. They weren't pay-per-views, and I don't think Coliseum Video had the videos rolling. I wish they did. Harley Race Starrcade '83 was probably my favorite. If you ever, I get upset with young wrestling fans that don't take the time, don't study the history. For all that crap you're watching on Monday nights, you could be watching Starrcade '83. You could be watching the entire show and seeing the Harley Race Ric Flair match, the steel cage match, the first time ever a world championship changed hands in a steel cage. Was not at a WrestleMania. It was, in fact, at a fucking Starrcade. All types of wonderful things with Harley Race. One thing I had in mind, just to give you an alternate view of history, at that Starrcade '83, you saw Cowboy Bob Orton, Dick Slater, Greg Valentine, and Harley Race all in action. And I always thought, or I started to think, wouldn't it be nice if those four had like their own horsemen? That's like an alternate universe horseman: Harley Race, Dick Slater, Bob Orton, and Greg Valentine. Obviously, that didn't happen. Another aspect of Harley Race's career that I liked, that a lot of people don't think about too much, is his managing of Vader, Big Van Vader, in 91. And Harley Race actually managed two world champions, Lex Luger and Big Van Vader. So we forget about that. We forget about Harley Race, the manager, really did manage two world champions. He managed Luger in 91 into February of 92, February 29th, 1992. By the way, Super Brawl 2 on the WWE Network is listed as being on February 28th, 1992. It was actually February 29th, 1992. Okay, assholes. But Harley Race, managed Luger, and then Sting beat Luger, and then Harley Race got Big Van Vader a championship run, didn't he? He also briefly managed. Did Harley? He had a Hercules under a pantyhose mask. That was kind of weird. But Harley brought a real sense of credibility to Vader, I think, and not that Vader needed it, but I think having Harley as a backup guy, or Harley could take some bumps even. Great American Bash 1990, if you've never seen it, Harley, maybe one of his last pay-per-view straight-up one-on-one matches, goes against Tommy Rich. And of course, they had that 1981 rivalry in the old territory system. So basically, it's like this. I get to meet Harley Race, I think in 2012, NEWA show, New England Wrestling, New England Championship Wrestling, Sheldon Goldberg's promotion out of Massachusetts. They had Harley Race come in as a special guest. He was in good shape at that point. He was even a little crusty towards me. I asked him something like, "Hey Harley, do you ever get on the internet?" And his response was, "My wife does." So I thought that was fun. Like he kind of castrated me or something, demoralized me. I just said, "Do you ever get on the internet?" I don't know why I was asking him that, but he said, "My wife does." So there you fucking have it, folks. Harley Race, another champion gone, another passing of the torch from the good wrestling generations to the shitty ones, which we're currently in. Hopefully some of the young pieces of shit wrestlers out there will watch Harley Race's matches and be inspired, but not just be a spot monkey, not just do stupid, ridiculous, Joey Ryan-esque antics. I get upset when I think about it. I was trying not to do any wrestling videos. I didn't want to get upset. Harley Race passed away, and now I have to do a video to respect Harley Race, and I get upset thinking about today's wrestlers. MikeMessier.com. Rest in peace, the king.